Okay. No time for funny sketches or like jokes about how much I like Fantastic Beasts. No. We have to get going because there's a lot of characters to discuss, and I'm very nervous and very excited and very conflicted. So let's get going. Welcome back to Neverland, where the past 24 hours have been very crazy and insane. And oh, why? You want to know why, right? Yes. So Fantastic Beasts 2, remember Fantastic Beasts, that Harry Potter continuation on the silver screen, remember that? Oh my goodness. Well, yesterday they released a first look character poster thing and the title. And the title is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Which, as you can see, it's kind of, I can't, like, it doesn't just come out of my mouth. I think it's a bit clunky. Having said that, my boyfriend made a really good point, which is, well, they have to put Grindelwald into the word Grindelwald into the title so people will understand what's going on. Because, you know, if you're not really into Harry Potter, you just saw the first Fantastic Beasts, and then you see the character poster, you don't really know what's going on, who is who, are they important? So, you know, I think putting Grindelwald there is actually, in terms of story, a really good idea. I'm sure, like me, you have all already, like, analysed every bit of this great first look at the characters. But in case you haven't, or maybe you've missed a couple of things, I want to, like, see if maybe I can give you a few more details, or, like, give you a few ideas that maybe you didn't have before. Obviously, we have to start with Dumbledore, played by Jude Law, which I still cannot believe that happened. My first impression when I saw this was like, oh, this looks a lot like Jude Law with a beard. Although my boyfriend literally was like, who is this? And I'm like, it's Jude Law. And he said, that's not Jude Law. So, you know, maybe he's fooling other people, he didn't fool me. So to me, he very much looks like Jude Law. And then another point that kind of struck my mind was the fact that he's not wearing glasses, which I realize I'm being nitpicky, but I can't not be, because I feel like if we're gonna do like a proper continuation in terms of films of the like canon franchise, can we please keep a couple of elements from the books, please. And then of course I went back to Half-Blood Prince, Young Dumbledore, like the films, and he doesn't wear glasses. But then the thing is, Dumbledore in general towards the end of the films doesn't really wear glasses. So it was like, well, what do they say in the books? And then in the books it says, well, Harry saw all of these differences with Dumbledore. He doesn't really mention the glasses, which, I mean, you could read it in a way that, well, maybe Dumbledore wasn't wearing glasses, but also maybe Harry was so used to Dumbledore wearing glasses that he didn't feel he had to mention them. I have a lot of feelings! But then another interesting point that is maybe more relevant for normal people is the fact that he has a wand that looks very interesting. 2 days ago already, they kind of did a teaser of the teaser, where they showed us the Elder Wand and another one next to it, and people were very quick to point out, oh, that has to be Dumbledore's wand, and it looked very similar in terms of its shape to the Elder Wand. But I think what people have failed to notice is the fact that in terms of wand design, the Harry Potter films have never really been very subtle. Just to give you a very, very blatant example, there are literally Death Eaters ones that have, like, skulls on them. We're like, nah, I mean, I get it, this is a bad person. But, you know, this is not how Harry Potter works. Anyway, so I'm thinking, why would that change for Fantastic Beasts? And if I look at Dumbledore's wand here, apart from the fact that it looks a lot like the other wand, I think it also looks a bit menacing, you know, like the black, it being all shiny. It reminds me a lot of Lucius' wand, or Narcissus' wand, actually. And I'm wondering whether they're kind of that way trying to hint at this darker side in Dumbledore that's maybe not completely gone yet. I mean, we know that he and Grindelwald obviously parted ways when Ariana died, but, you know, we don't know that Dumbledore completely gave up on that type of ideology. Next we have Credence, again played by Ezra Miller, and with him a female character whose name is not known yet, but she's played by an actress called Claudia Kim. And considering the fact that we don't actually know her name yet, we do know quite a few things about her, I think. We know that she is part of a wizarding circus, which that's something they've hinted at here and there when they had casting announcement in the past. And not only is she part of a wizarding circus, but she is because she is something called a maledictus, which means that you have a kind of blood curse that makes you turn into a beast, which of course, considering Newt's Fantastic Beasts, maybe this is kind of a route they're trying to go. But what I maybe don't like so much about this is the fact that we're finally having an Asian character who's apparently important enough to be on this first look character poster, which I think is great. But then why have it be the person who turns into a beast? I don't know, maybe it's cool, maybe she's a great character, but then also they're having her swoon over Credence, and actually both women of colour in this picture are swooning over white guys all the more, so I'm not super happy about this, but you know, maybe this is just horrible promotion and I'm hoping her character is going to be just really cool. As for Credence himself, he looks very different here. I mean, his haircut has changed, his clothes have changed, his posture, he looks so much more dapper and self-confident really, and I'm just wondering what that means and how that's going to play into the story. And obviously with him sitting next to Claudia Kim's character, I'm wondering, is he going to be with the circus? Because why else would they, you know, be positioned like that? So I think that's really, really interesting. Then we have Leta Lestrange, again played by Zoe Kravitz, and Theseus Scamander, who is Newt's brother, and he will be played by, or is being played by, Callum Turner. And I actually think that casting choice is very great. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that yet on this channel, but I think they look very alike. Maybe not so much in this picture, but generally they look very, very stunning, and they really kind of capture your attention. And Callum Turner's Theseus specifically, you know, you can see how different he is from Newt, how he's, you know, he's front and center. He's, you know, ready to conquer the world, like, has this very self-assured look on his face. But what's even more interesting is the fact that Pottermore said that he and Leta are actually engaged, which is juicy. But not just that, but only Leta seems to be wearing the engagement ring. So I'm wondering, why is he not wearing it? Is he not really into her that much? Is it just kind of a power play on Newt? Or, which would be so much cooler, is he, because he's and actually he's like head of the Auras, is he trying to investigate about Leta Lestrange's family? Are they kind of involved in the whole Grindelwald scandal? You know, I think that would be so interesting, trying to get in there and trying to see what he can find out. And that would be so great. I'm here for it. Like I already said, I'm not super happy with Leta, just basically because she's swooning over Theseus, which is kind of a shame, because again, like both, like half the women in this picture and the two women of color like swooning over white guys. Nah. Her costume is kind of cool. Her hair is, you know, very 20s, which is nice, but also she's kind of softer than I imagined her to be. But maybe I'm also just kind of thinking of Bellatrix all the time because of the Lestrange connection, which doesn't make any sense because she actually just married into that family. Jesus. Anyway, what I do find cool is the fact that she's wearing these very cool boots that do remind me a lot of Bellatrix Lestrange, so I kind of like that continuity in terms of costume. So yes, that's good. Then we have the original four, which is a weird thing to say because it should always be the original three, but it's the original four. We have Newt, Jacob, Tina, and Queenie. And I'm actually a bit disappointed in what they did with Jacob and Newt, which is really nothing. I was really, really rooting for a new fancy crazy coat for Newt, but he didn't get it. He's really not doing that much. And then we have Jacob, who, like I said, also not really that much to discuss. I do wonder how they're going to bring him back into the group. Having a look at this large array of characters, I guess they're not gonna like have a lot of time to dwell on this, which is already annoying me because I don't want them to rush through plot points. You know how they would be able to avoid that by making it a book. I will never get over this. Moving over to the ladies, I love Tina and Queenie. Tina's haircut is amazing. I think it's awesome. I love Tina's posy. I love how she looks a lot more mature. It looks like she super no nonsense. She's learned from what she's been through. She's maybe climbed up the career ladder. The way that she's kind of having this tight grip on Newt's suitcase is very interesting. And then of course in the motion version of the poster, she and Newt kind of miss each other's glances, and that's very interesting. Also, like, kind of very interesting how they're portraying their relationship dynamic there, because of course we left them super duper in like a love, like all gooey eyed, but now it's a couple of months later, and you know that can do something to a relationship, or maybe it it hasn't even happened yet. So very interesting. Queenie, there's not really that much to say. I love the new outfit. She also seems a lot more mature because of this, and she just, you know, she seems chill. She seems her usual cool self, but also sweet and awesome, and just, you know, Queenie's the best. We have Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. I have not slept a lot the past night because I'm literally constantly thinking about Johnny Depp as Grindelwald, because I think it was easy to push away in the first Fantastic Beasts because he was really just there for like a few seconds, but now he's back and he's in the title, and I can't really, that's the thing with it not being an adaptation but like an actual own continuation of the franchise, and the story is Depp is Grindelwald now, kind of, and that makes it really hard to separate the character from the actor. I'm very conflicted about this. I don't know what to do. I think the whole fandom is kind of turning away from Fantastic Beasts because of this, and it's very sad but also understandable, and just, you know. As for the character of Grindelwald, I think he looks a lot more defined here than he does in the first Fantastic Beasts. Something that my very clever friend has pointed out is that he's wearing a kind of lederhose, which is very funny. I've seen a lot of people say that Grindelwald is from Eastern Europe. I'm not entirely sure where that piece of knowledge is supposed to be from. Is it because he went to Durmstrang and so did Crumb and he was from Bulgaria? I'm not sure that's how it goes. Grindelwald, which is the German way of pronouncing it, my native language is German, is apparently a small town in Switzerland, and it means something along the lines of like creepy forest. That's kind of what it means, and it's a German name. This is a German word, or like two German words combined to form one. So to me, this is a German person, and then not just that, but actually we saw Madame Picquery blame the apparently, I guess, German Minister of Magic or whatever he is, President something, for not capturing Grindelwald, and that actually being his problem. So to me that's a no-brainer. He's obviously like of German-speaking descent at least. Something else that I want to point out, and that I only noticed after looking at it for a while, is the fact that only 3 people here are armed, as in carrying wands that are lit, and it's Newt, Dumbledore, and Grindelwald at, you know, like at the very ends of the picture, which I don't know what that tells us other than these are the important characters, forget the rest. I know there's a lot, but like focus on them. So, you know, kind of maybe trying to like subliminally help people to understand what's going on, because it is a lot of characters for like a 2-hour and something movie, and we still only see like small parts of what we already know here. I mean, we have the actress of Madame Picquery, Carmen Ejogo, coming back to return to her role. We have Jessica Williams, who was just recently cast in the film, we don't know as what yet. We have this man who I think is Swedish and has a very difficult name, Olafur Dari Olafsson, playing Skender, who is the circus director. And then again another man with a difficult name, Brontes Jodorowsky, who is playing effing Nicholas Flamel. I cannot get over the fact that we're having Nicholas Flamel in this film. He's actually also part of the British Library exhibition right now, which I guarantee you that is not a coincidence. And that's not all, because of course they've released this picture of Newt's proper book presentation of the actual book Fantastic Beasts and where to find them within the film Fantastic Beasts, and in Flourish and Blots nonetheless. And then this travel document by the Ministry of Magic regarding Newt, where it's not clear whether he can just randomly travel the world or not, but of course we do know as fans, as an audience, that the film is going to take part in several countries, including Paris and New York City and London, and you know what, probably also Scotland and Godric's Hollow. You know why I know that? Because they are casting or have cast people for flashback scenes, like teenagers, for Newt and Leta and Dumbledore and Grindelwald and Sebastian. I mean, who is Sebastian? I don't know, but I really want to find out. So much info already. So many new questions. I have a lot of emotions. Just, you know, I just need the film to come out and I need to know all the answers. But I love being back as a fan and but I'm also very conflicted because of the whole situation. You know, let me know in the comments. I don't know, just let me know about your opinion on everything from Dumbledore's wand to Theseus Scamander and him not wearing a ring to the whole Johnny Depp situation. I'll gladly read everything. As always, you can like the video if you liked it. You can subscribe if you want to see more of me and children's entertainment, usually specifically Harry Potter. You can follow me on Twitter or on Tumblr for regular updates on my videos and children's media in general. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!